Welcome to MCpodcast, aka
Meta Culture
Podcast. In this video today, we're talking about the strangest anime titles, ones that kind of catfish you, and you turned out they're completely different animes than what you expected. So make sure you leave a like, you comment, and subscribe, and I appreciate y'all. Let's get it, bro.
Alright guys, I'm going to start you off with the seasonal anime. I'm giving the disgraced noble lady I rescued a crash course in naughtiness. And essentially, this show is about a disgraced noble lady who is kind of like a Cinderella, who was forced to do hard labor and essentially all the hard stuff around the house. And she was kind of convicted of a crime she didn't commit and expelled from the country because she escaped. And she found herself in the home of the demon lord, or what they call the guy who lives in the middle of the woods. And he kind of takes this girl and kind of sees how she's struggling. And he's a person who doesn't really trust easily, but he can tell when people are lying or not. So when she came in, she wasn't asking for help. She was just kind of looking for a place to reside while the hunt for her died down. And essentially, he was gonna let her in and stay for a little while, but he kind of came to like the girl more and more throughout the days they spent together. And essentially, he made a commitment to give her a crash course in naughtiness. And this is not the way it seems, okay? He's not doing anything weird or touching her in that sense, but it's more like stuff that you should already know how to do, like lay in bed all day. All the stuff that you know you should feel guilty for, but doing it anyways feels good. Like going out and eating a shit ton of food, or having a lot of dessert, or stuff like that. And so the crash course of basically the opposite of her other life, which was just strictly whatever she was told she did. So, and that's one of the titles that's misleading. The next one I got for you guys is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, aka Danmachi. And this is one of my actually favorite animes, and it's a little misleading because basically it's a anime where the gods have descended from heaven down to earth, and there's essentially a dungeon, and these gods take in quote unquote children, or people that are part of their tribe or their faction, and they basically give him powers to fight in the dungeon. And there's a young boy, it's a coming-of-age story about Bel Crano, and he's basically the son of Zeus, and it's basically a tale of how he goes from a weakling and to someone who aspires to be very strong, and he developed a skill set where he can grow stronger the more he desired to be stronger. And this is totally different from how the title seems. It seems like he's just going to the dungeon, and there's a bunch of girls there. There is the truth in the dungeon and the girls, but it's definitely a different story than the way it seems. And this was so well made, but the title is definitely misleading, and I hope it doesn't mislead you guys to not pick on it and not to watch it. This is a great watch, and I think you should definitely go for it.
Alright, next anime on this list is Rascal Bunny Girl Senpai. Now, this show seems like a nice little, harem type of ichi anime. We get to see nice bunny girls and bunny suits, and that's what I was expecting to watch. But it's a completely different show. It's a slice of life romance type of anime. It's definitely I'm not gonna lie, it's a little hard to explain, really. It's one of those things you just gotta watch. But really, the first episode, a girl's in a bunny suit, and that's the only time she ever wears that shit again. But she is pretty fine, and the characters are interesting, so it's definitely worth the time to watch. Very misleading. I was expecting to watch an ichi anime, and I watched something actually that's pretty wholesome. So, wonderful. Next anime on this list is The Day I Became God. This shit is full of bullshit. Like, I fucking hated this show, man. The Day I Became God, not only was overhyped, was misleading as hell. Like, I'm thinking that this little nun girl is supposed to be like really some like supernatural mythical type of thing, and like I'm like, oh, she really liked that. At the end of the day, she had like I'm not making fun of her, she had some neural disease or whatever. So like basically she had an AI chip in her brain, and they took that shit out, and she instantly became like special ed. And yeah, this anime was misleading and not only trash, that it pissed me off because this was the same creator that made Charlotte, Angel Beats. So I was having high expectations, but that's some bullshit. Not a good anime, don't watch it, and it's misleading. Next anime on this list is A Sister Is All I Need. Now guys, this is not a hentai plot. This is not hentai. this is an actual anime. It's actually pretty good, pretty decent story. It's a manga artist. It's a light novel writer that wants this aspiring light novel writer, and he's like up and coming. He got some shit going on, and his character is pretty interesting. He's a metaculture, but he does like have like, I'm not gonna say it's a fetish, but it's basically a fetish. He likes little sisters. I'm saying in quotation marks because he says he likes little sisters, but like I don't think he really does. I think he's just saying it as it's the gimmick of the show. But then there's this one main girl that really likes heavy, like really. She's kind of a baddie, and she really does a lot of advances. Like she really comes at him hard. Like most normal people would already hit that, but he doesn't because he has some morals and things he wants to achieve and prove to himself before he rewards himself on taking his crown that he has right in front of him. So it's a pretty good show. If you like learning about the industry of light novels and how the process of getting an anime and getting a manga, you're gonna like the show. Pretty entertaining, and also the title's pretty cool. Sister's All I Need. Next anime on this list is My Sugar Life, My Happy Sugar Life, to be exact. Now this is an anime that sounds like and gets off the vibe of a very wholesome ass show. Everyone's happy-go-lucky, things are great, but really it's a horror anime. Not really horror, but it's more of a psychological horror where like the female protagonist or the heroine is she's crazy. Like, she's a crazy bitch, to be honest, and she basically takes in this little girl that she happens to find, and some events happen that she ends up murdering somebody, and she really has to cover up the murder she committed. And basically, like, slowly but surely throughout the show, the police are looking for this little girl because, I mean, like, she's missing, and slowly but surely we learn more and more about how she's a little messed up in the head, and she's a lot scarier than what she gives off. So this is definitely a completely different anime than what you expected. Expected a nice wholesome anime, but it turns out you're watching a show that's a little crazy, and a little girl that's going through. She's not really going through anything seriously bad, but she's technically speaking kidnapped.
Alright guys, the next one on this list is actually a movie, and it's an animated movie. It's called I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. And this film was regarded as, like, you would think it's gross, violent, gory, something along those lines. But it's an emotional roller coaster with basically a heartbreaking story between two individuals who seem so far apart mentally and that are so different but come together despite their differences. And later on, a little bit further into the movie, you find out that she's suffering from terminal pancreatic cancer or disease, and essentially this is a girl who's dying and who wants to live a great happy life, and a boy who's unhappy with his life and doesn't really know where to go. And it's kind of a beautiful story of two different people come together, and it's just basically a romantic drama which has a crazy misleading title, but when you put it together, it really kind of shows what the true meaning of the title is the pancreatic cancer, and kind of fighting that urge to want to live yet have this life-threatening disease. So next one on this list is School Days, and this was another one which is like, you will never see this coming. And if you guys haven't seen this before, you don't want to get spoiled, just stop here, pause here, and watch it, because on this 12th episode you'll be so freaked out, so confused. So basically, this guy goes to school and he kind of gets close with this girl, and they ended up being boyfriend and girlfriend. But there comes in another girl who's from the same school, who basically tries to get with the main character. And throughout the whole show, it's like School Days. It's like your run-of-the-mill romance, slice of life with a little bit of a triangle relationship going on there. But there is a huge twist at the end of the show, and it's totally not what it seems. The show takes a huge turn, and it's definitely nothing like the title.
The next anime on this list is School Lives. We did School Days, now we're doing School Lives. Now, depending on when this video comes out, then you already know this anime is... You already heard of this anime before. You understand why this is on this list again. It's misleading because we honestly thought this would be a regular, everyday type of school life show with like female characters. We expected it to be really normal, possibly boring as shit. But turns out it is absolutely 360, 180, completely different. It's a girl who's really, honestly, at basically the tipping point or already the breaking point of just absolutely mental breakdown because of a zombie apocalypse. And I'm not even upset at her, because if that happened to me, I don't know if I'd be like her, but I'd definitely be messed up in the head too. Now, the next anime on this list is Talentless Nana. This show is basically Among Us. Like, honestly, this anime deserves a video of its own, but Talentless Nana, it starts off with a My Hero-esque type of deal. This girl is dropped off to a island where basically people with talented abilities are around, and they have the abilities to do really crazy things, like crazy ass shit, go invisible, like fuck with particles and shit like that, see time and shit like that, heal people from crying or whatever, from touching them. Really strong. Her job is to murk every person there and make their death seem kind of like accidental, but to murk every last one of them. And last but not least,
I gotta redo
the best anime on this list. The anime that I fuck with the most. The main character that's most like me. Bleach. Misleading, maybe. It's named after it's something that we clean shit with. And it's a great anime. If you haven't watched Bleach, I don't know why you're even on this video. Click off and go watch Bleach right now. Bleach is literally some shit that's greatness. Don't listen to what anybody said about Bleach. Fuck the haters. Bleach is a great ass anime. It's Bleach till the day I die. Bleach is my all-time favorite anime. So yeah, real shit. Best anime ever. Okay, maybe not the best anime ever, but definitely top 3 anime ever. Favorite anime ever. Coolest characters, coolest transformations, best writer, and coolest manga artist. Taite Kubo? That man's a dog, bro.
Talk shit.
I don't appreciate that, Tanner. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you go ahead, leave a like, you can comment and subscribe. I just want to say, I just recently found out that Akira Toriyama did pass away, so I just want to say this part of the video, rest in peace to Akira Toriyama. I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. Dragon Ball Z is like one of my favorite animes ever. It was the first anime I ever watched. It really got me into anime. And rest in peace to Akira Toriyama. We will make a separate video on the death of what Dragon Ball Z, all that type of stuff, you know what I mean? But I just found out recently, so I'm gonna put it in this video. But rest in peace to Akira Toriyama. Leave down in the comment section below what was the first anime you ever watched. Was it Dragon Ball Z? What anime it was? And tell me if you like Dragon Ball Z at all. Anyway, stay man of culture, guys. Peace.